Welcome back to Hippie Bliss Travel. Today we're heading to Fort Stevens. Fort Stevens is located between Seaside and Astoria on the Oregon coast. We headed west on Highway 30 out of Portland, Oregon, and this is right along where the bridge crosses over into Longview, Washington. There's the Columbia River and one of the full-size ocean-going vessels coming in. Here we are in Astoria. We're still on Highway 30, but if you see the big bridge up ahead of us there, that bridge crosses is the 101 that crosses from Oregon into Washington as it crosses the Columbia River. It is this high on the Oregon side, so those big ocean going vessels can clear under it. The bridge drops down to just right above the water level on the Washington side, and it's over a mile long. This is us on the 101 heading south from Astoria, and it's a town called Warren. It's between Astoria and Seaside, is where we turn to head to Fort Stevens. And here we are turning into Fort Stevens. You stop at the visitor center and pay your parking thing. It's $10 a day at the state park. Or we get the passes. It's like a 2-year pass for $50, and we'll use it more than the 5 times. So we went in, showed our pass. Um, yeah, basically visitors information here. Their bathrooms, and yes, an actual telephone. The Fort Stevens State Park is 3,700 acres. They've got a lot of camping, and actually, I think that most of the campsites may have been full while we were there. This was in early April. And I was reading online that the website it says, yeah, you may need several days to explore everything. And we thought, oh, we can do a day trip, or no big deal. Well, we didn't even get to everything we wanted to see. So yeah, if you really want, if you're going to make it a day trip, you're only going to see part of it. It's going to be hard to see all of it. There's a lake in the middle of this park we haven't even gotten to yet, and we didn't have the time to get everything we wanted done in our day trip here. But there's bike paths, there's trails, hiking, swimming in the lake, and then they got beachfront access, um, camping, yeah, and some historical places we're going to see here in just a moment. Fort Stevens, they started building it in was it 1863, toward the end of the Civil War. It was part of a 3-fort harbor defense system to protect like the mouth of the Columbia River. So there's the Fort Stevens here on the Oregon side, and then it's Fort Cape Disappointment and Fort Columbia, which are both on the Washington side.
Says we're here.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, we can. Oh, the trail goes this way, and then yeah, because there's the wreck I want to go to.
That would be the trail that's right out here.
Okay.
Okay.
Because this is the lake we came in.
And well, that's not a lake, that's a bay. That's just the river.
Oh, no, this is it. Yes, this is where we came in.
Because we came into here, we came up this way and turned in here into the ranger station and then went down this way, around like that.
Okay. So yeah, no, this is where I want to go to see the wreck. So whether...
So I mean, you're looking at like 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles each way.
Okay. Yeah, because this is where I want to go to. And I
Okay.
think we've been to that, but we could also, the South Jetty, when we're here,
That's down here somewhere.
yeah.
Right there.
I think we've done that. I remember climbing up on that. So, yeah, if you look at the history of Fort Stevens, and it was talking about, defending the mouth of the Columbia, it was said it was important for ongoing regional tensions through 1870 in the San Juan Islands. It was important during 1896 to 1903 with the Alaskan boundary dispute, when British American tensions were high. World War I, the Navy established a radio station on board Fort Stevens, for communication with the fleet. The Navy in 1932 located a secret radio intercept station to listen on Japanese
So how is this
Navy
different than the
coded messages.
one we went and saw last time we were here?
Different location.
Built about the same time, I'm
I
assuming.
would envision.
Look at the name on it.
No.
I'll have to get a picture of that, send it to Jan.
Why it's called the Battery Russell.
Also in World War II, on the night of June 21st, 1942, a Japanese sub surfaced off Fort Stevens. The sub was the I-25 and fired 17 shells at the fort. There was no damage to the fort itself, but it did destroy the backstop to the post baseball field.
Hey, honey.
It's not like a good sea view or anything.
And here we are, we're going to drive to the far end of the park and then come back. So here's just a little odd fact that we came across. The Travel Channel in 2018 had Fort Stevens in one of their episodes of Ghost Adventures. The episode was entitled Graveyard of the Pacific, Commander's House, and they investigated and explored. It's called Battery Mishler. It's a artillery station with underground tunnels at the fort where eyewitnesses reported seeing male shadow figures in the magazine room. I don't think the underground tunnels are open to the public, at least not while we were there. Also, a soldier named August, I think it's Stahlberger, is reported haunting the fort also. He was mysteriously beaten in 1868 by persons unknown. They do not state where he is haunting at the fort. But yes, we are driving to the far end to look at, I think it's a bird sanctuary part of the park. Definitely low tide right now. We've been out here once before, several years ago, and it was at a much higher tide. There was, I think one person was way down there on the beach.
Prepare to be wowed.
All right.
It's beautiful up here.
Oh. So Columbia River, Pacific Ocean. Ship coming up the Columbia River. And the view this way.
Now, as I was looking at the water, I kept thinking, man, the water's got a green tint to it. And I thought, honey, is it just me? Because I take it off and then, oh, no, it's my sunglasses that's making the water have a green tint. As we were leaving the view post there, they are working on the jetty out there, and this is just some of the massive rocks that they were bringing in to put out on the jetty. And then our next stop was the shipwreck that I wanted to go see.
So, do we just go down, or do you want to? Okay. Wow, just how many
cars are actually on the beach. Or somebody drove down it. I think they went down. I don't know. Peter Iredale, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, ran aground in it left Salina Cruz, Mexico in September of 1906, headed for Portland, Oregon, and then on the night of October 25th, 1906, it ran aground here in storms, high winds, bad storm. Ran aground. People from in lifeboats came out from the Oregon coast to rescue all aboard. That I think they said there was 27. A couple of them were stowaways. There was no casualties. But the boat, this is what's left of it. It's a metal frame. It's been sitting here since 1906. It is within the state park, the Fort Stevens State Park, so it's part of the park system. You did notice that there's a lot of dark sand, but it doesn't explain why. But my guess, and this is just my guess, is over 100 years ago when it ran aground, that's the oil and stuff from the ship. That is still, as you get away several hundred feet down the coast, it starts to fade back to normal sand color. So it's just kind of clustered around a few hundred feet around that shipwreck. And as we walk down the coast, we're looking back south. We were walking north.
Maybe that's why they allow it.
And it's just along the coast. We always love to get out and walk, put our feet in the sand for a while. It was low tide. Tide was starting to come in, so the tide was coming around this sand bar, little sand there, and was creating a little like moat around that where everybody was hanging out. Now we are driving to another part of the state park, and this is the part, one of the main parts. It has the history museum, and it has another concrete bunker, and it has a replica of one of the guns that they used to have on the fort. Well, we must go up and see the gun. It's a replica, huh?
Could you imagine being the guy who was in the platform, cranking on the handles, up and down, side to side? The thing goes off like literally right next to you. Whoa! Could you imagine? Here, that's standing right next to it.
Are you going to climb up there, see if it's worth climbing up?
I just want to look. It's a concrete roof.
Oh, it's a concrete roof?
Yeah.
At least it has a railing. Ooh, big steps. See, it's showing up a faintly. We'll see when I download it to the computer how well it will show up.
Oh, it makes you feel safe, right? You know, it looks like steel I-beam supports are just soft. What are they made out of, bed supports? They may have been.
They may have had some. Yeah.
Yeah, another ship was coming in the mouth of Columbia heading toward Portland. And it's not unusual. Sometimes you drive through Astoria and you'll see like 6, 8 of them anchored out waiting to come in. I don't know how they space them out, how much room. I have gone through Portland, downtown Portland, and you see them docked on the north side of Portland. And right now, what we're looking out towards is you're looking towards that wildlife viewing area where we stopped earlier in the video and had that well-used bird watching area, we'll call it. But yeah, you're looking that same direction. This part of Fort Stevens does have a disc golf course. So on top of the bunker is the tee for the 14th hole, which is straight out their ways. Fort Stevens was decommissioned in 1947 and was turned over to the Oregon Parks and Rec Department in 1975.
Under here.
Oh, there's a sign. It's an informational sign.
Oh.
Let's see some information.
The West Battery, built in 1889. Picture.
That they built a concrete plant on site.
Wow.
So they could build the rest of it.
Cute little tree growing.
What?
The tree that just happened to be growing in the, if you look through this door at an angle.
Oh,
Like this is buckling, but man, when this starts to go.
well, that won't happen for a while. It'll take some real time before the
Oh, the front one
legs
here.
finally give out and the thing falls over. Because you'll notice the cement really isn't breaking up all that much, considering it's out here with a lot of
Yeah,
salt air. And the ocean is only a couple of miles away.
very true.
And as we were getting ready to leave for the day, what did we come across? A herd of elk munching on some grass in the park. And since the part of the road we were on had gone to one way, we turned and went another lap around this section of park just to check out the elk. And they did not seem fazed by the cars at all. And then as we came back around, they were still there. But this time we made a right-hand turn and started headed home. Thank you for watching Hippie Bliss Travel. I hope you enjoyed our day at Fort Stevens State Park in Oregon and learned a little history. Hope to see you again next time. Bye.